some info.
I am hearing the German girls talking.
Yes, because we have Mike on the field of play. I don't.
So the German team finally 3 times in that first set, giving them an unofficial total of 56 points. India their arrows slightly more wild. So 49 is their unofficial score, which will put the German team into an early 2-set points, 2-0 lead here in our featured match on targets 1 and 2 here on the Sunday field in Copenhagen. So ladies, please, very importantly this morning, I would like you to make sure that you use your PDA scorecards, the electronic devices at the target faces. Please use your PDAs to input your score. Thank you. So as well as calling the arrows in the featured match between Germany and India on target 1 and 2, I'll try and bring you all the other scores from around the field as well.
Good morning, fans, archery fans, ladies and gentlemen, everybody who follows our matches in YouTube. Here we are in wonderful Copenhagen in the World Archery Championships, the most successful championship in participation. And with me, I have Andreas Lorenz, archer for many years, now taking care of the Biter product, Biter Center, and member of our target committee in World Archery. So,
good morning, Juan Carlos.
Good morning, Andreas. How are you doing?
Good to sit with you here in, well, not warm Copenhagen. As we see, we have a little bit of wind here. And we saw already the first set going on in the featured match, Juan Carlos, with Germany and India facing each other in this very, very important first match of the day.
Yes, as most of you probably know, this is a team competition, and this is the competition that defines the quota places for the Olympic Games in Rio, meaning that our teams want, of course, to pass this cut, because as soon as they pass the cut, they have a position for the Olympic Games.
And in this moment, we have Germany leading 2-0 with a good 56 in the first end against India with 49. So a clear first set for Germany. Now going on to the second one.
And you know how this works. There was a lot of discussion about the set system. With the regular scoring, this is a big difference to start. With the set system means that right now they just have 2 set points, and of course if India now make 1 point more in the scoring, can come back, and the match is not over. But it's a lot of discussion about the set system, especially lately. We received many comments that for the team it's probably too short, that it's going too fast, that we don't see enough the archer shooting. And of course it's very difficult to find a system that please everybody, no, Andreas?
Yes, it's definitely a big task. Being part of the Target Archery Committee, this is one of our major tasks. Since Beijing, where after Beijing we started with the set system, and it proved in the individual definitely to be very, very interesting for the audience and for the archers. The archers most of the archers like the set system. As we introduced it now in the team event, logically some people says it's short, but every arrow is counting. So you have just a little bit, worst case you have 12 arrows, but sorry. Yes?
Yes, 12 in the team, correct. It's a bit early in the morning to make the
math,
eh?
Mathematics, it's good. So we have Karina Winter shooting for Germany, the winner of the European Games, individual in Baku lately, and the number 4 in the world, with a 9, India with a 10.
Yes. What everybody watching these matches will realize that we are doing not alternate shooting, so both teams are shooting at the same time, and the reason of that is because we have more teams shooting. This is the 1/8 finals, which means that it's not still the quarterfinals, semifinals, but at the same time we are doing this is a special show range which means we take out one match for all the rest of the field and we bring into this field that has camera, that has a setup for spectators, public, with the idea to make it more excited for the first days of elimination for those that come to watch the event and for having the possibility to show it to our fans in YouTube. So this is because this is the reason you see that they are shot at the same time. It's a little bit challenging to follow the impact of the arrows on the target.
That's why we are two of us here.
Correct. And we're trying our best that at least the people watching it from home, people watching it from the job, from work,
Maybe.
can enjoy and at least see what is happening live. And
India with an 8, Germany with another 9. So it's a tight score at the moment.
let's say that both teams are very experienced. I can see from the Indian team there's 2 archers very, very experienced. Deepika Kumari, of course, leading.
Yes,
and
yes.
in Germany, they have a lot of experience. The 3 of them are archers that have been many years shooting in international events, and probably you, Andreas, know them better.
Yes, I'm living in Germany, as you know. It's a fact. Germany already shot 6 arrows with a 55. That means India needs a 9 to tie. It's a 9.
India, 9.
We have a tied score, 3-1.
Yep.
Yes, in the German team we have a very strong team. I think in Europe the strongest team since 1 year. We have the number 4 in the world. Last year they had 2 archers qualified for the final in Lausanne for the World Cup final. World champion field, 2 world champions field on the ground and 1 world champion indoor. So we have strong archers, but as well India with Deepika Kumari, World Cup winner with 18 at that time.
Deepika, who is back, has been struggling a couple of seasons, a couple of years after London Olympic, but she's back. Finally, we saw yesterday in the qualification rounds, she finished pretty strong, and she's an archer considered for the individual finals.
Individual, yes, for sure.
The scoreboards at the bottom.
So the weather has been a bit challenging last days. We had a lot of wind, especially inconsistent wind. It was cold. It was pretty cold. It has been raining. So the weather has been very challenging for archers trying to make the best score and trying to perform. And there was a lot of comments in the hotel where the archers were staying, like, this is the Danish summer. Trust me, I've been here before in summer, and that's not the regular summer in Denmark and in beautiful and wonderful Copenhagen. What is very impressive, Andreas, is the size of the field. I don't know if our TV director can show us the huge size of the field. We have, we say, 80 targets for the competition field, but another 30 behind for practice. Let's say that from one end to another one, you have 10 minutes walking at least.
That's why I saw some golf cars here. Yes, it's definitely an impressive field.
So let's give you some scores.
Beautiful setup from the organizing committee. I would say that it's a nice field with an access for spectators and participants where you have, we call the village, you have a booth for different manufacturers, you have equipment repair booth, you have different sponsor booths, and then you enter in the venue, and for spectators they can be close to the tent where the archers protect their equipment and when they are waiting, and you have a spectator stands in the show range.
And it's another clear thing. We have not only good premises here, we have a great team working. I think the guys here, the volunteers and even the professionals here in Copenhagen did a great job, a real great job.
Totally right, Andreas. It's a great organizing committee. We could feel from the beginning as World Archery the passion they have. They really wanted this competition, and everybody is fully on board and engaged, and they're enjoying when they're working pretty hard. So you can feel the atmosphere, and the only pity is the weather, but we are an outdoor sport. This is what it is. In archery, if the weather is bad, you have to adapt, you have to learn, and there people with experience has a little bit more at advantage. It's interesting to see how the archers from Germany are talking, interacting between them. You can see they work really like a team.
Yeah. Now it's raining. Information for our spectators. It started to rain. The wind calmed a little bit down. And to follow up what you said, yes, the team worked very hard in their national training center, even in this condition, to be taken out of the regular competition to a featured match. That's what they trained, because they know that could happen. And performing now 8-9. 8 for Germany, 9 for India. Germany with another 8. Karina Winter with 2 8s. Long draw on this one with a 6.
This hurt.
Yeah. She had a very long aiming phase on this one. And we have Elena Richter with a 9.
No, normally in the first matches of a team, the one winning is the one who makes less misses, like this one. The one who makes less blues or 7. It's not so much to make a 10, it's not to make a 6.
And we have now a 2-point lead after 3 arrows. 3 arrows remaining on this set. Both shot at the same time, both with the 9. So still 2 points. And to be sincere, after this set, it could be finished.
Yes.
That means if Germany takes the win in this set, they are in the top 8 teams in the world.
And qualify for the Olympic Games.
And qualify for the Olympics. India shoots with a 10. Strong 8. And you see how fast it is.
It is. It is. That's the comment we have received. The team competition is really fast, and it's difficult more or less to see the archer, especially when you are not alternating. You're trying to follow up what is happening, but when both archers shoot at the same time, it's
India
quite challenging.
shoots with a 9, 8, and lost 3-3. How fast it can be. India with a 9 in the last arrow. And 51-50, it must be confirmed.
Yes, of course, because what we are seeing here is the provisionary scores that our spotter, Andrea Gabardi, spotting for World Archery, and he's watching with a scope to the target and putting in manually the data. We don't have the Falco Eye electronic system here in this filter matches, because we will have them on the finals in the downtown of Copenhagen, but here we are using a spotter who watch the target and make the temporary or the provisionary score. And then, of course, as we can see, the archers walk to the target. It's another difference of the final. We don't have runners here.
We have to talk much more.
We have to work a little bit more.
Yeah.
And the archers go to the target, they score. We can see in the middle we have the judges, and to make sure that any question or any arrow close to the line can be judged by the judge. But the rules say that the two teams have to agree, and if they disagree, the judges call and make the last call, and it's just one call. So, of course, I didn't see any liners, so I think most likely
pretty clear. It's pretty
will be
clear.
like this. But if there are 2 or 3 arrows very close, or is a liner, then the judge has to confirm on the target, and there's no appeal or no other decision. In the past, in our time when we were young, you could ask a second judge and a third,
And the third judge, yeah.
And let's say as an archer you feel that was quite safe or let's say fair, but also in other part we have to make sure that the judges, they are not in dispute and they look like a game. One is calling and you call the second one just in case if he changes his mind. So if a judge is accurate, he doesn't need another call, and that's what's happening now. And we are working to have the judges well prepared and much more accurate in the call. If the spectators see a car behind the archers, it's not the car of Andreas or Juan Carlos who park close to our booth.
It's our main sponsor, Kia.
Yes, correct. We can see here the scoreboard, and we can see the score is a nice shot.
And it shows clearly 50-51, although they shot a 6, but Deepika Kumari with a 19, 10-9 in the last 2 arrows made it, and we have a 3-3. Who wins the next set is true.
Hard to say.
Or we have a shoot-off if they tie the last set.
That would be amazing. The first one, a shoot-off for the Olympic quota, this hurts. But at the same time, it's really giving us a show. This is a show range.
Yeah. Maybe we can try to see what we have in the other matches running on. We have a 5-1 on target 4 and 5. That means that Korea is true. Will make the Olympics
Yes, we have Korea already winning 5-1. In the next match,
Georgia.
Italy, Georgia. Georgia won, and Italy has not passed. The next one, Russia, Ukraine, we have the same situation, 3-3. Then we have Spain, Mexico. Mexico beats Spain 6-0. China against USA. China won 5-1. In the next match, Japan against DPR Korea. Japan beat them by 5-1. And Germany 3, India 3 is the one we are watching here. And Colombia against Chinese Taipei. Colombia is leading 4-2.
And our two home nations, my dear friends, Spain is out, Italy is out.
This is the game.
This is the game. This is the game.
What we have seen, Andreas, you arrived today, but I'm here since 6 days already. There was a lot of discussion of how strong Asia is coming, and we could see this coming last year. Asia's countries, the archers are really improving fast, and Europe starts struggling. Europe has been dominating archery for many years with some Asian countries, and this is switching. It's really Asian countries taking the lead, the top in archery, and struggling is America and Europe, which now have to think what we have to do to come back.
Yeah. One thing is sure, in the men's, it was a little bit what we didn't think. I thought many more Asians would do it in the men's, but probably due to the weather condition, due to the time 8 left from Karina and a 10 for India. I just want to say that the teams coming from Asia not early enough, maybe they struggled with timing. Another 8 for Germany.
2-8.
8-8 against 10. That's another long one for India. And an 8, so 2-point lead after 2 arrows.
We can feel the tension. You look in the archers, the faces, how they have the body language, and it's much more tense than the first end even.
Yeah,
and here, Richard has
withdraw 1 arrow.
Come down. She's
and
now
X
drawing again
for Deepika.
10.
9 for Germany. So we have a 3-point lead for India. There is no wind at the moment.
On the little wind that is blowing is just in the same direction of the arrow fly. So
India 8.
8, 9. So 2 points. 1 point.
Eight. Silent. Dead silent.
It's extremely silent.
We
have another 9
for Germany.
And
9 from India.
India 9.
So it's not positive for Germany. Germany is out.
India won by 1 point. It's still unofficial.
But again, I don't see liners that could change the situation here. It's a 52 for Germany and 53
the
for
happiness
India.
of the Indian girls. They cannot believe it. They were working, but they felt they were behind, of course, and they came back. It's interesting.
Qualification for Rio 2016 as well.
Look here, happiness, walking together.
Yeah. Another 3 years of work for them coming through, because they worked 3 years for this event.
Yes, that's true. India didn't perform as they expected in London, and they have worked hard to get a strong team in men and women. In women it's a bit younger, the men is quite experienced, and many years that these 3 archers have been together.
And Japan, all those teams are through to the next round. As we wait for official confirmation of the result between Germany and India.
So Japan is through from before. We have still not an updated score for the other events. So Japan at the moment, Mexico and Georgia, and we just saw India
And China.
China.
So we have
Russia,
5 countries already confirmed with the quota places.
Russia,
Rio.
Ukraine is missing.
We have Korea, Georgia, Mexico, China, and Japan. India, confirmed by 1 point. Unbelievable. Last arrow.
Yes.
It's tough.
But not many 10s. The last 2 ends there was no 10 for Germany, while India shot 3 of them, and that was the big difference.
Yes, correct. And nobody making a 6, because that's what is killing. When normally the team in this first early phases depends of the weakest one of the team. The weakest is the one who makes the difference. If the weak manage well and keep them in, the team is strong.
Yeah.
When you keep advancing in the matches and you go to the medal matches, it's the opposite. You depend very much on the one who is the strongest one. But this one needs to make the 10.
Interesting, the match Russia-Ukraine, 3-3, 2 countries that not only in sports at the moment are struggling, and Russia won 5-3 against Ukraine, so we have Russia going into the quarterfinals together with Colombia.
Colombia made it 6-2 against Chinese Taipei.
So we have Colombia, India, Japan, People's Republic of China, sorry, Mexico, Russia, Georgia, and Korea qualified for the Olympic Games in Rio 2016.
Okay, as this match came to the last set, we will welcome the next team coming.
Yes.
Very shortly. Now we have to see the celebration, of course, of India, who's celebrating the victory, happiness.
So the first set of eliminations for the Recurve women's team competition are done, and we know our quarterfinalists. They will be back later at 2 o'clock to shoot in those quarterfinals. And for those teams who have qualified for the Rio 2016 Olympics, time to do a bit of interviewing.
So we are done with the 8 finals and going on to the quarterfinals, and we will have paired matches, which is Korea against Georgia. Georgia beating Italy this time 5-1. Then we have Russia against Mexico, and we have People's Republic of China against Japan, and we have India and Colombia. So the only European with Russia will be Georgia.
Correct.
2 European teams. We have 2 American teams and 4 Asian teams in the quarterfinal, and as we said, qualified for the Olympics. At the moment, we will decide which will be the featured match for the quarterfinal on targets 1 and 2.
Yep. It started raining again, a little bit, very little.
Yes, it's a thin rain, very noisy. It's annoying, definitely. Target faces are changed.
You can see the field of play crew preparing the name boards of the archers, and in the field of play we located, the result team is preparing the name boards, and the field of play crew located, so archers know where they have to shoot.
Yes.
It's a lot of work need coordination, but it's very helpful for archers. They just they see the target, but they see the name there, so they're sure they're the right one. And that's what is happening now. You can see the beautiful field with this rainy day. We are lucky to be in the tent, eh?
Yes, definitely. Usually we are running on the field, Juan Carlos.
That was some time ago. Now we are here enjoying.
So we're into the 1/8 elimination round now for the Recurve men's teams.
So the men's are coming.
Another featured match for you On targets 1 and 2,
let's go.
Australia and Brazil. So
And we will have a match here, which is Australia against Brazil, showing here.
For the featured match. Thank you. And then we will tell you the rest of the field now. On targets 4 and 5, it is Korea versus Poland. On targets 7 and 8, Germany take on Spain. On targets 13
So Australia against Brazil. Brazil is the host of the Olympics. And Australia, a young team here.
Netherlands versus Austria.
Led by Ryan Tyke.
Versus Chinese Taipei. On 22 and 23, the People's Republic of China versus Japan. And finally, on 25 and 26, India versus Italy.
The sun is coming out. The rain stopped. There is not a big wind, so rather optimal conditions at the moment. We will start soon with the next match. At the moment, there are still some interviews done on the field.
And of course, the preparation. What's happened is when we finish the first phase, the scorecard have to go to result tent, which is at 5 meters on our right, and the result team is checking that the scorecards are correct with the electronic devices they had in each of the target, not in our show range, but in the rest of the 7 matches, and they confirm that the score is okay, and then they generate the next bracket and what team has to shoot against the next one. Of course, the team knows already where the one who won. They have to shoot against the match that was on the right, on the left side. They know who they have to shoot, but of course the official result has to be confirmed, and that needs some time. Could be 5, could be 6 minutes, and this is the time we are waiting now. In our showcase or our show range, the TV range field we have here, we already know that is Brazil, a surprising team. They shoot really, really strong.
Placed 12th.
They never make the cut in a World Championship. It's the first time in the history, which proves that they are getting ready for the games.
Yes.
They are improving, they are growing as a team. And Australia is a young team, a new team. Australia has been one of our strongest countries, let's say in 2000 and 2004. But it's a new generation of archers coming, and young archers that are trying to put Australia back on the level they were.
Yep. In Australia, we have Taylor Worth, Olympian in London, which was placed 16th in the individual qualification. Ryan Tyke, as I said before, the older guy in here, even if he's young as well, 17th in the qualification. And Alec Potts, the third guy of this team, facing the Brazilian team with Marcos D'Almeida, the freshly winner of last month's Youth World Championships.
Yes, Marcos, who has an amazing year, season last year, and it seems that he doesn't want to give up.
No. Second at the Youth Olympics. He was also at the Lausanne final, where in a heartbreaking final.
World Cup final in Lausanne against Brady.
Yeah.
When the final in the last arrow. It seems Marcos likes shoot-off, because seeing his matches last year and this year, he has faced the shoot-off situation very often, and successfully.
Being 16 years old.
Unbelievable.
It's incredible.
It's so fresh, it's so focused, so determined, and it's growing. So he did a very good qualification round, but the thing is, all the team did, and this was a historical result. A team that won the bronze medal match just 2 weeks ago in the Pan Am Games, and they are ready for the World Championship. They are shooting here. They're the only team who knows that it's qualified, so the pressure for them is a bit less. But yesterday, talking to them, they clearly mentioned that they didn't want to go to the games as guests or as host country, let's say. They want to win the place. They say, we have to win it.
Let's explain to our audience out there, what happens if Australia now would lose this match? What happens with the spot Brazil took, let's say? We will have 7 teams which will be qualified due to this. Brazil is already qualified.
Yes.
Who is taking the 8th spot?
You got me,
No,
Andreas. There's a rule. We have established a system. I promise I will explain it in a while as soon as I read it. I'm
I didn't want
worried to give you wrong information, but it was explained in the team managers meeting to all the teams, and they asked the question a couple of times. Everybody wanted to be sure, but it's clear that as Brazil has a spot. For those that have been eliminated, there's a competition happening, and the one winning this competition get the spot.
So
that's as far as I know, but I will make sure that we give the right information.
We have to check this.
Yes.
I'm sorry about putting you in this situation.
No problem.
But that's my curiosity, and I think our fans out there want to know the same thing, so we will explore this. So as you said, Brazil is not having the pressure.
Has a different pressure. They come here to say, we can see how they are doing
They are embracing each other.
Yes, they are wishing there's a team that worked very good and trained together. Right now they're training in Saquarema in the National Volleyball Center. They have been preparing the Pan Am Games there. They got a very good result, historical result, 32 years without a medal in the Pan Am Games for archery. And they are on fire, as we could say.
Yes.
They have confidence, they know they're doing well, but of course they are much more relaxed because they have the quota place. This is, let's say, a bit unfair because you just try to make the best knowing you have the place. When Australia, they need to win this place, and it's very important for any country to get a quota place because change completed the next year. If you get a quota place, you get support, you get funds to prepare. If you don't have a quota place, you have to try to convince your authorities, sport authorities, that you might have a chance later on in the continental qualifying, which is 4 places, or in the tournament that's happened in May in Antalya. This tournament that any country has not a place can still have a chance to win some place. And of course, convincing this to the sport authorities is not as easy as coming back from here and say, hey, I have a place, let's plan how I prepare the team. We can see the field is ready, and judges are just checking that everything is ready to go. It seems that they have to check one target. They are approaching a target, that's why we are waiting.
Well, on target 11, it seems they didn't take down the 3 points of the last set.
Okay, the scoreboard.
The
manual scoreboard that we have under the target. They used to be resets and have 0 points, and 2 of them still have some score there. So they're fixing this right now, and I would say that in 2 minutes we will start the match. Exciting match, Australia-Brazil, 2 continents, 2 strong teams, 2 young teams. And it's interesting in the colors. You see one is yellow-green and the one is green-yellow.
So, what do we have on the other targets, which are not featured? We have on target 1, Korea facing Poland. And on target 2, on the second target, by the way, Germany facing Spain. Then we have Canada facing USA. Netherlands facing extraordinary Austria, coming up since ages with the team qualified in the top 16.
This is a really good surprise.
Yes, Ukraine, Chinese Taipei, and People's Republic of China facing Japan. And on the last target we have India facing Italy. Historically, also in 2007 it was the same in Leipzig, where Italy was able to win with the last arrow of Ilario Di Buo. Ilario Di Buo, now coach of the ladies, assistant coach of Vice Van Alten in the Italian team. At that time, archer. In 2007, he shot Italy into the Olympics.
Gentlemen, 2 minutes to the start of practice.
Okay, we received the warning, 2 minutes to start. It's in the 3 ends of practice. So don't get confused. The first ends of practice, and the reason is that these archers just entered in the field of play before they were women, and we give the right that archers can practice few arrows in the competition target to make sure that from the practice range to the competition range the conditions are not the same all the time. So we want to make sure that archers are used to this field and know that when the arrow goes the 10 or going the 8, it's because of them, not because the condition has changed from the practice field to the competition field. We, of course, always try to arrange the practice field in the same condition, close by, same orientation, but this is not always possible. Sometimes the competition field is so big and there's no space for practice field. It has to go behind the venue, has to go on the left side, has to go to football field or an open space, which the orientation, the sun, the conditions are not the same. This is why it is really important that when archers come for the first time in the competition field, they have some ends to get used to this field.
Yes, here maybe the only difference is that there is a line of trees on the warm-up field, so if you shoot on the very right side of the warm-up field, you may have different wind conditions.
Yesterday they were saying we are so close to Sweden that the practice field is more or less on the border.
More or less on the border, yes. Impressive to see over 100 targets in a line. It's really impressive.
And we can see how the sun show up and how the colors change.
Yes.
Could we say that Brazil brought the sun?
Brazil brought the sun, and the Australians, actually they are not used to this now, probably. There's winter down there.
Correct.
So I read last week about some Australians preparing for the indoor championships, nationals.
Wow. This is... Being Australia, New Zealand,
yeah.
Tough. Meaning tough, but most of the events are organized in Asia and organized in Europe. So for them, there's always traveling long trips. When European archers or American archers of those continents don't need to go to Australia and New Zealand. They are not main events or big events organized there. I know they want to do it. They have asked several times how they could have an event and work up there. But to be honest, they don't have so much support to organize it there and will be very expensive for the rest of the archers. But it's a bit unfair. They always have to travel long. They very often they are in the opposite time on the season of the year. So as you say, they are now in the indoor season there, but they have to practice outdoor. So we can see the warm-up, 3 archers shooting together, getting used to the sun. We have mics on the field of play, that's why we can hear what they're saying, what they comment. It's quite interesting seeing the interaction of the archers. They say the score, sometimes they give messages to each other.
Interesting to see really how Brazil already starts to shoot in the order they will have during the match, while Australia tries to shoot more arrows. So all 3 archers on the line, trying to shoot as many arrows as possible to warm up on this finals field.
Correct. Marcus Almeida. A nice view of our show range, show field. We are in the west side of the field. We have the screen, the
big truck with the screen.
Yeah, the huge screen, very good equipment provided by the organizing committee. Just on our side, this is the same screen that will be used for the finals.
So it will be moving from here.
It will be moving
on Friday.
That's the advantage to have it on a track. You don't need so much time to dismount it and mount it. They just settle in, they take the track, they move it to the field of finals, and it's the same screen, a huge one, good quality, good visibility, and it's amazing from the other side of the field, 80 targets away, more or less 200 meters.
Yeah.
You can see what is the result there, because our World Archery result team has made a new layout of the scoreboard,
which is a bit bigger,
much bigger. I think they knew that was going to be a big field here.
And for our audience, we will have the finals coming on Saturday and Sunday.
Correct, and live TV, not produced by our event toolbox, by our fan stream, but by our archery TV crew, of course, a very professional TV crew, the ones who make all our big events, arriving today and getting ready, and of course, broadcast in different channels on live worldwide, and of course, in the highlights afterwards to more channels. There's a huge interest of this World Championship, not only because the Olympic qualification, which is the main one, but also because archery is getting more and more popular in many nations and in many TV stations of those nations. So there's an interest, they understand the sport better, and they ask to get the footages, and having 100 countries here, of course, there's a lot of requests to get footages, to get news, interviews, all the highlights afterward.
This is the good thing about archery. We really have those 100 countries coming to our World Championships. World Archery made big efforts to have more and more nations at those international events. For sure, the World Cup is one of the tools that helped a lot of countries growing and coming into top-level archery.
You're right. We used to say that we create our own problem. The development department and all the development strategy, it's working, and we don't only get new countries, but we get those countries that were not so high level reaching this high level. And this is one of the things that we are realizing, that we have more and more countries with the possibility to win medals. And right now, just qualifying the 16 top archers is a huge challenge, because it's so tight.
We see that Australia now on target 1 is shooting in the order of shooting they will use for the elimination. We are in the 8 finals, 16 teams running for 8 spots for the Olympics. As we explained before, Australia winning against Brazil will be at the Olympics. Australia changed again. Alec Potts needs to shoot more arrows. Alec stayed on the line, while Ryan and Ryan Tigan, Taylor Worth changed. Alec again on the line. Brazil rotates continuously.
Yes, some teams, what they want the archers to get warm and shoot more arrows at the beginning, and when they feel they shoot good, when each archer feel that he knows and he feel the shoot that he used to do, then they start with the regular sequence of a team match. Brazil decided to start like they will compete later, and Australia still working individually. Each archer trying to do his best shoot and feel it. You can hear some music in the background. We have our show producer Peggy playing music during the competition, in the breaks, moments that archers don't have to shoot. And having said that, there was some discussion this season about coaches, some coaches asking, can you please take down the music because it's bothering the archers, and the archers behind saying, no, 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 it's okay, keep them running. It was quite funny. It seems that archery on archers has get used to the music, and we see more and more national events doing the same thing, having music during the event, because for spectators watching here or for people staying long hours, it's making it easier, no, Andreas?
Yes, definitely. We have a little bit more life with the music. We have a little bit more action, and also here, for example, at the World Championships and at the World Cups, we have also an announcer, a speaker, during the whole day, informing the audience on site and the teams what they have to do.
We call it a sport presentation team, which is composed by a show producer, the person who chooses what music, what images, what announcement has to be done, and then you have, of course, the announcer, the public announcer that is giving information of the update of the competition for spectators and informing any kind of news or information has to be given to the teams. And then we have, of course, the technology, the audio operator, the video operator, and it's a full team that has to work to present the sport better and to make it fun, entertaining for those that watch and those that compete.
We just want to remind you the other matches going on at the same time. We have on target 4 and 5 in this case, Korea against Poland. Then on target 7-8, we don't see them, but effective, we will keep you informed. Germany, Spain. Then we have Canada against USA, the Netherlands against Austria, Ukraine against Chinese Taipei, People's Republic of China against Japan, and on the last target, India against second place team Italy. We are approaching the 8th final. This will be the last warm-up end.
Correct. We establish a procedure that instead of giving time for warm-up, we give 3 ends of warm-up, no matter how much time it takes. Every archer, every team, the first time we arrive to the field, and as much as before, has 3 ends of warm-up, and we start going ahead. And one thing that maybe you are not aware, we have a new app. World Archery updated the app we had, and this World Archery Live is now available in Android. It will be available very soon, 6-7 days, for Apple or iOS, and it has many new features. You can see the live matches, you can get biographies, you can get statistics. Has been a work done by our IT team, led by Chris Wells, our communication manager in World Archery, with the intention that people can follow live better the events. And we are using it here like a CIS system, commentary information system, to get names, results, score, and see what is going on. So I will advise our fans to go to get this app and see how it's going and give us feedback. Available for Android, for those that are using Mac, iPhones.
Like me?
Like you. I have to be patient.
Okay, but I'm sitting with you and I see it works good. There's an interconnection between YouTube and Google Plus and so on, Facebook, Twitter. All the social media included in our app, and World Archery is doing really a lot to try to show our sports more and more all over the world. So this concludes the warm-up session.
And at the same time, we have launched the new website last week. The look and the concept of website and the app is very similar. You can see they have the same colors, the same boxes, the same way to find information. And so far, we have been struggling that too many people were entering in the first day. So we are optimizing our servers. Has been a quite surprise that of course, in the World Championship, we knew that was many people coming to watch, but it has been much more than expected, which is good. And again, we created our own program.
Who would imagine? But the fact is, I read about it on Facebook, and I saw how many people on Facebook already liked it. World Archery is definitely working a lot in the social media. Thanks also.
Supposed to be on my side.
I am on your side, my friend. The fact is, we are so excited. You, being Olympic champion, know how important it is
Let me go back to the answer to your question,
But
and then I will get the second one.
The
What
fact
will
is-
happen is there will be a secondary tournament where the winner of the secondary tournament will be the 8th team.
So we will have the situation that the 8 losers of this 8 final have still a chance if Brazil is winning.
Correct, and this is the answer. You got it.
So
sorry,
dear
sorry
audience-
for not saying it before. Sorry for not knowing it before. I didn't want to
we,
make
we
an
suggested,
information.
we thought it was, but you are now confirming it through to the team manager booklet. That's an official information. The top 8 places will go through. If Brazil is one of the top 8, we will do a secondary tournament with the losers of these 8 finals. So,
And the winner of the secondary tournament is this 8th spot. So
and
they're tied. There was a correction of the scores, and
okay,
it's a 3-3. It's tie again. Seems that one of the spotting arrows was not accurately spotted, and it has been corrected at the judges.
By
As
the
we
judge.
explained before, they go to the target and make sure.
And before we start, I just want to update that Poland is leading over Korea 4-2. We have Germany and Spain 3-3. We have USA leading over Canada. Netherlands beat Austria, and Italy
Australia 9, Brazil 7.
we have a little problem. Italy is trailing 4-2. India is leading.
Australia 9,
We have Australia with 9-9, Brazil with a 7 and an 8. Trailing by 3 points. Ryan Hayek shoots.
It cannot be more emotional. It cannot be more tight.
Also because we had the
Ooh,
other
9.
information. We thought Brazil was leading 4-2. Now it's a 3-3 and Australia can make it, winning this set. If they win this set, they are leading 5-3. So 9-9-9, 7-8-9, 3 points lead, 3 arrows to shoot, and now we need Daniel. Oh, another 7.
Nine, maybe? No.
9.
Australia seems stronger.
Australia with 4 9s in a row.
And it's actually the same as the second set. Now Australia is really determined, and they shoot with a lot of confidence. When Brazil seems to be struggling and shoot a bit slower and not so
Great
much
10,
determination.
Alec Potts with a great 10, and this could be the Olympic qualification.
Correct.
This could be the Olympic qualification, and their last arrow, a 5 or better. That's a 9, and Australia is making it.
Yes, no doubt they deserve it. This last and determined set.
Strong 55 against the 50 from Brazil. 5 points lead in this last set for them.
So we have
Australia in shooting in Brazil next year.
good. Good for them. Congratulations, Australia. I say Brazil has already a spot, which means that not secondary tournament is needed.
Yeah, everything. I
All
put
right.
you. I put you in a.
You got me the information, but you make me work extra work, so you owe me a coffee.
I owe you a coffee, definitely. Fact is, we have another match coming up. Will be the compound men team Denmark, El Salvador. While we have to give you an update on the other teams. Shortly we will give you an update on the other teams qualified for 2016 Olympics. We had Poland leading 4-2 over Korea, that seeded, number 1 seeded, as well as Italy, number 2 seeded, was trailing India by 4-2. So they are now counting all the points. Germany and your home country, Juan Carlos, Spain, seem to be tied 4-4.
Excitement there, yes, I can see.
So we will have definitely. Spain wrote the number 4. So also 4-4 Korea, Poland.
Wow, so it's one arrow shoot off,
One arrow
per
per
archer.
archer, so 3 arrows for the team shoot off.
The first thing we watch or we look to the scores. If the scores are tied, the closest arrow of the 3 of them is measured comparing to the other 3 arrows, the closest one, and the one that is really closer is the one winning. Dramatic.
We have USA winning over Canada, 6-2. Italy also 4-4. So we have in any case 3 shoot-offs, while we have winners again from before. Chinese Taipei won over Ukraine 5-1.
Yeah, you covered that part. 7-2.
So 3 shoot-offs following. We will follow them live here with you, even if they are not spotted live, and we cannot see them on our TV program here.
All square between Korea and Poland. Korea clawed their way back into it to level up 4-4. Germany and Spain.
And we have a 4-4 between China and Japan as well. So we have 4 shoot-offs for the Olympics. 4 shoot-offs for the Olympic dream of those nations. So we have
Around the field. Dramatic stuff.
Korea and Italy, the top 2 seeded teams, facing Poland and India.
So we have so far Australia, Netherlands, USA and Chinese Taipei qualified for the Olympics, and then the rest of the 4 has to come from the shoot-off.
USA facing Netherlands in the quarterfinals.
We're back.
So, dear friends, we are back live. We had a great power failure on our main field of play, so we had no power at all.
But if you wanted a coffee, you should tell it. Don't take everything off.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
tell me, and I go for the coffee. But don't cut everything because we suffer a lot, Andreas.
Always the Italians are the make the
Okay, sorry for
mistakes.
that. We have tried to keep you updated with the messages, and because it was a crucial moment with the shoot-off. But in Recurve main teams, Korea, Spain, Italy, China, Australia, USA, Netherlands, and Chinese Taipei got the quota place, and of course, plus Brazil, which already have it.
So we have 9 teams already qualified for the Olympics and 3 more teams that will have a chance next year in Antalya at the World Cup. Actually, not at the World Cup, but at the
But it's a
World
Cup.
Ranking Tournament.
It's a World Cup.
It's a
but
World Cup.
We do in the World Cup one extra day.
And 1 extra day for the
Correct.
Olympic quota tournament. We are resetting the field of play now. There is action on the field. All the volunteers out there to move the targets. Loads of targets to be moved on 50 meters for the compound coming next. And we will see the compound men team from Denmark, the host country, facing El Salvador. A very small country in Central America, but very strong in compound archery.
Yes, and there are some comments and questions about how far is this qualifying event, Antalya World Cup, from, in fact, Olympics. And we have the calendar here, 13 to 19 of June in 2016 is the World Cup Antalya. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks and a half before the Olympic Games start in Rio, which is the 5th of August. So it's plenty of time to give the information. What normally we struggle, Andrea, for everybody to know is the confirmation of the National Olympic Committees that they accept the places.
Yep.
Which means that when an archer qualify or a country qualify an archer, there's a moment they have to give the names of the archers, have to put it first in the system, which we call the long list. You inform the organizing committee through the National Olympic Committee which archers might go, and then when you go closer to a deadline, you narrow this list until the 3 that really are going. But getting the place doesn't mean that you will go, because then there is a confirmation of the National Olympic Committee that they accept the place. And there are cases that happened in the past that an archers work very hard, fight very hard, the federation make a huge effort to bring it up to a level this archer qualify and get a quota place, and then the NOCs has their own criteria saying that if this archer has not done this score or this position at World Cup or is not in the top 20, they don't send him.
Even if
him or her.
Even if he or she got the spot. And that's
yes,
incredible. That's
doesn't
incredible.
mean it's a system how it works, but what we as World Archery and the organizing committee need to know the confirmation. So this archer got the spot. We ask the NOC, please confirm you won the spot, and there's a deadline. But of course, if the NOC is not answering for us, it's very hard to say, okay, deadline is over, the archer is not coming, because if it's a matter of 1 day or 2 days, we have to try to bring this archer with all the effort he did or she did. Having said that, in Antalya we'll be very close to a deadline, so we will have a few days to make sure that the NOCs confirm that they have the place, because if not, it's going to the next one in the waiting list. And this is also not fair. If someone is asked 2 days before to go to Olympic, what kind of preparation it is, Andrea?
Yeah.
This happened to me in Antalya. I don't know if you know the story.
No.
I was in the waiting list, but very far. I don't remember, it was 20 or 23rd. So
For which?
For
Atlanta.
So in 95, you have the World Championship in Jakarta, and my score was not good, but I was in the waiting list, and my teammate, Antonio Vasquez, was closer to this. I think was position 10 or 9, something like this. But both of us, we didn't think that there would be 9 or 20 archers refusing to the game. And when I was in the Youth World Championship, in this time Junior World Championship in San Diego, 3 weeks before the games, we received a call from our Spanish Olympic Committee say, you know what, Antonio Vasquez just qualified, so come back, you are the coach, because we have to prepare to go to the games in 3 weeks. So imagine the shock that now no one is really prepared for that already. And we went there. But what is more shocking is when we were in Atlanta already, and 4 days before start, 4 or 5 days before the start of the competition, the International Federation came to us and said, Juan Carlos, you have a spot. All the people before didn't confirm, so suddenly your position, which was far away to be eligible, now you have a spot. You want to shoot? Imagine, you have been Olympic champion in the team competition, you have not trained, as I was still shooting but not preparing Olympic Games, and 4 days before they give you this opportunity, and it's a tough decision. So I immediately answered that I have to ask our federation and the NOC, and we have a meeting, and we decided that I was not ready to.
You were not ready to compete.
Not ready to compete in the Olympics, sorry. We are seeing that it's raining, and we are making sure that the cameras are a bit protected. That was a little bit distracted. So I was not prepared for games. And the Olympic Games is something really important, and not so important, it deserved to get a proper preparation. So I also refused. And at the end, there was the archer behind me, the 24th position. I don't remember exactly, but something like that, who got the place, took the plane and arrived in the competition.
It was
this
not
looked
me.
Like a joke.
It was definitely not me.
No, but seems like this is not serious. You cannot ask the archers in the last moment, do you want to come? It's like an invitation tournament. So that's why the International Federation has changed this. We have created a system that ensure that we have time enough to have the people, the teams aware. Of course, in this time, there's much more information, and the waiting archers are more prepared, and they start thinking, what's happened if we get it? So a year before, they are ready, are getting ready for the games for this case. And then what's happened in Sydney was just the opposite. I have an archer, Felipe Lopez, who was the first on the waiting list, and no one left the position. So being the first on the waiting list, that you say it might happen, it came by, it didn't happen. Okay.
Heavy rain at the moment. Juan Carlos is running on the field to try to cover the cameras. So I am at the moment alone here on air. Heavy rain coming up. Everything which is electric must be controlled so that we have no power failures again. The cameras must be covered. And meanwhile, I talk about the teams coming up, shooting here. Denmark, El Salvador, Denmark, with Stefan Hansen, the junior world champion, the strong young archer from Denmark, which shoots together with Patrick Lawson. And I'm trying to find the third name of the third archer. It's a little bit hectic at the moment. All the people from the organization are on the field to try to cover and prepare the field of play for the next events coming up. We had 26 teams here at the World Championships. The top 16 teams were Colombia and Korea. Colombia placed 16th, Korea first, even in the compound. You see Korea coming very strong. Colombia just made the cut by some points over Austria. On the second place with 2,055 points, Korea, South Africa with 2,050, tied with India 2,050, more tense, so India third. Netherlands was fourth with 2,048, Turkey fifth with 2,045, Denmark sixth with 2,043, Canada seventh, 41, Venezuela with 40, so very close, 15 points in the first 8 teams. Iran 9th, Australia 10th, El Salvador, the opponent of Denmark in the live coverage in a few minutes, was 11th, Italy 12th, Mexico 13th, Russia 14th, Germany 15th, Colombia 16th, and between Colombia and Austria only 1 point decided for the 16th place. So we have Korea facing Colombia on the first target on the field, Iran facing Venezuela, Turkey facing Italy, Mexico facing the Netherlands, India facing Russia, Canada facing Australia, and Germany facing South Africa for the quarter-final of the World Championships in Copenhagen, Denmark. Not so beautiful at the moment because it's raining. It's really raining hard. From here I'm barely not seeing the practice field, that much rain we have at the moment. So a view of about 200 meters and then only rain. So all the archers are under the tents provided by the organizers here on the main field of play. Loads of archers trying to hide before they have to start shooting, because there is no chance we have to shoot in a few minutes.
Okay, Andreas, I'm back. I've been having a little bit fun on the rain.
Yes, I see you're wet. You definitely need a coffee now.
Yes, I think so, and I know who's going to sponsor it. So what has happened here is that we uncovered the cameras